am one of the current lead at OnePlan. Today, I am going to talk about a very simple topic, how to win hackathons. Let's start with a very basic question. How many of you have till now put an all-nighter? Can you just raise your hand? Have put an all-nighter? Okay, that's pretty good number. I think most of you would have put it for exams. But how many of you have actually put it for a crazy work, project that you think that it might work out and you want to give it your all? Somebody who have put in a letter for a project, I think most of the PV people have put it up. So that's what a hackathon is all about. Again, why you should listen to me. So I am today here to talk about experience and not about theories. My team has won Smart India Hackathon 2024. We were the winners of Salesforce Hackathon organized by Salesforce Company and then Hack to Future organized by St. Joseph College of Engineering, Bangalore, and then the winners of Business Pitch Track in our own college. I'm not saying this just to brag. I'm saying this because we had participated in several hackathons, failed on that, learned from it, and found a pattern. That pattern is very crucial for winning the hackathon. And today I'm going to talk about that. Let's start with very basic, what is even a hackathon? How many of you know what is a hackathon? Can you just raise your hands up? Okay, I can see hands, but still some of you don't know. So let's be on the clear side. Hackathon is a time-bound event. It may be 24 hours, 36 hours, or 48 hours, where you have to brainstorm, design, and build a prototype to solve a given problem statement. So what a hackathon is, and why do you even bother for that hackathon? You should waste your sleep, your sanity, and even work for it. So hackathon comes up with several benefits. That you learn teamwork, you know how to work in group. That's what matters at a company the most. There will always be situations in hackathons where you will be disagreeing with what your competitors or what your teammates say that would be beneficial for your project. But all you have to do is to come to a solution that would be beneficial for the overall project. The other things that come up is the skills on the steroids. So in a hackathon, you got to learn a lot of skills just in that small time duration of 24 or 36 hours, because you are forced to learn that, implement it, and ship it fast. So sometimes it's even more than what you have learned in the past 1 month. So that's what you get a lot of skills in the hackathons. The another thing is something to put in the resume. How many of you here are from first year? Can you just raise up? I think most of you are from first year itself. That's pretty good. So I assume that most of you have empty resumes. Is it? That will probably be a chance because you have just entered the college and it's the situation that you haven't done much thing to put in the resume. But even in the point when recruitment interview, you would be seeing for something that you should have. It would be projects, it would be your experience or achievements. So hackathon definitely create an impact there in resume. When a recruiter comes to recruit you, they see that you have won this particular hackathon and you have the ability to learn something in a small duration of time, to ship it and to work under pressure. It is what hackathon gives us. Another thing is direct job opportunities in the companies like Walmart, JP Morgan, Adobe. So these companies organize their own hackathons as well, where to the finalists and to the top performers they give directly pre-placement offers and pre-placement internships. So that's the chance. Even the sponsors of the hackathons are from the tech background mostly. So they do give up internships to the winning team, and many of us in the point have got it from there itself. So that's about why. And then comes up where you should register. This is the one-stop hacker event where all the hackathons which are going to be organized in India as well as in the world, both offline and online, are listed. It's like a center now. So after going from here, all of you, I request all of you to go to the website, create your own account, and just create your own account, fill up the details like what you know, what all have you participated in, and you're good to go. Whenever a hackathon comes up, it will be listed there. Even if you do not have a teammate, you can come up here and then collaborate with others to form a team. Okay, so once you are done with the registration, the question comes up with whom you should pair up. What do you think? With whom you should make your teammates? Is it your best friends? Okay, so that's absolutely wrong. You should never pair up with someone just for your friendship. Imagine if you have a team of 4 members, all backend developers, right? You might be having the most solid code. It would not have any bugs. You might be having the most arranged database. But does it even matter? Not at all. It will not matter for the judgment. So, prepare a team which have a diversified skills. One should be there as a visionary or the main teacher. So, the someone who has the overall idea of the project, right? He should be good in the business track, he should be good in the PPTs, and should be good enough to answer all the questions that the judges might ask confidently, right? The second comes up the front-end developer or the designer, because UI is something that matters the most. Even a solid project can fail just because of clunky UI. Just imagine a judge comes up and they are about to use your project and the UI is so bad that they are not able to navigate properly. Do you think will your project win just because of idea? No. Never. It will never win it. Again, another person comes up as a backend developer who will be handling the CRUD operations, the API management, and all the code logic engine of the things. Then comes up the fourth person. This fourth person totally depends on your project idea. So it can be an ML expert, a blockchain guru, or a DevOps guy, anybody. So that fourth person you have to think about your project requirement. Mostly it's the ML person because today most of the ideas are somehow revolved around AI ML because that's the trend of currently going on. So that's the kind of thing our team may always think of to form. Okay, so again, when more thing comes up, like you have formed a team, but always there is a pre-screening round nowadays in most of the hackathons, even the SIS, and even the small hackathons have a pre-screening round, right? And most of the PPTs and idea solutions are rejected beforehand only. What's the reason for it? So, just imagine yourself as a judge, okay? So you have 101 of PPTs to evaluate in a day. How much time do you think you will be able to give to each PPT? Maximum it would be 30 seconds or maximum 1 minute, not more than that, right? Because you have to go through a lot of PPTs and stuff. So something that will stand out in that 100 PPT will only be the one which will get selected, right? So what we can actually implement in a PPT is something that will attract the judges' mind, right? So simply copy pasting the content from LLMs or ChatGPT or Gemini will not work because everyone else here will have done the same, right? What is the distinguishing feature there? That can be the flow charts. Implement a simple flow chart of how your whole technical flow is going on, or even you can put a flow chart showing how the user navigate to a website or platform once it is designed. Implement a timeline. By timeline I mean that how are you going to implement a project in a 24-hour duration, what time you will be implementing the architecture, what time you will be focusing on extra features, and what work you will divide on your teammates. It video. Just put up a 1 minute video explaining your problem statement and solution. Because this is a human psychology that something you read would be less in your mind as compared to something you see. Right? So that is the thing there. So that's how you can get your PPT selected in the pre-screening round. Now, this is for someone who lost a hackathon just because of what we can say, just because of the loss in their mind itself. Because the time is still there, but in mind you think that there's not enough time, or the code has broken in the morning 5 a.m. and you're not going to make it. So you have lost it. But that is not the situation you should lose hope. You should always keep on working until the judge comes to see it on your desk, right? So, one of my story in the Hack to Future hackathon in Mangalore, what happened? It was a 36-hour duration hackathon, okay? And my team was under the mystery team, and the topic was agentic AI architecture for intelligent document processing. That time, agentic AI was very new to the market. There was not enough resources in the YouTube or any stack overflow questions related to that. So, all we have to do is to brainstorm and find the ideal solution for it, right? Even though resources were limited. In the first 24 hours, we tried a lot of things. Some worked, some did not work, some does not get integrated at the end, but all we were there ends, right? So we thought that we should sleep for an hour or two. We went to sleep losing hope. Then again, we wake up and then again with the fresh hope we started in the last 7 to 8 hours. We implemented something that will distinguish us from the others. That time it was the MCP server. So that made us stand out in front of others there. And that's how we win the hackathon. So it's all about thinking at the critical situation what you should implement as a solution that will make you distinguish from others, right? So this was for the design, and finally the finish. So in the finish, the pitch that matters the most. You think that 24 hours are over, right? 36 hours are over. But the most important part is still there. It is the pitch. When the judges comes up, be very thorough and clear on what you have implemented. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay. So what you have implemented, how you have implemented, and what tools you have made to use to make it. And why have you used that tools? Be clear on your MVP. MVP is the minimum viable product. That is something you should ship to show that you have solved the problem statement. So be clear on it. Always use some comparison or benchmarking features, right? That why your solution is better than the other solutions existing in the market. Why you stand out as compared to the others, right? This all should be there. One more thing. While thinking of the problem statement, I would beg you all to differ from something generic. Till then, everyone will make just a recruiting platform or just a educating platform or e-learning, medical health. All those platforms are very generic one. What that something stands out is a unique idea. So how can you find your ideas today? You just go to a person, explain your idea in just 1 or 2 lines, okay? If they just nod their head saying that, I have heard previous 10 ideas like this, then you are in a big trouble. Think of something else that will actually make a difference. So, by idea, it's not always need to implement a complete new app there. It can be even one distribution feature from the existing app that is existing in the market, or one feature on top of that that will increase the user activity, or that will increase the, what we can say, enhancement of the product. It can be enhancement or it can be a complete new solution. So think of it like that. At the last, few bonus tips, that there are always mentors roaming around, right, in the hackathon. Do not consider them just as a normal person, because their inputs matter the most. them because that is what going to matter at the end, right? Also at the from the beginning only start using Git. Sometimes the code might break at 4 a.m. in the morning, but you should have something as a backup. So start committing your changes from the very beginning itself. Yeah, that's all about the tips and tricks and how you should do a hackathon, why, where, when, with whom, and all. That's from my end. Thank you so much for listening me out. Thank you.
Thank you, Rudy, for your insights. Now, our next speaker balances cognitive programming and Android like its second nature. He puts 5-star posture training with ease and is one of TV's strongest CP mind. So please welcome Yuvraj Bhaiya.